Good morning, children. So welcome back to the online session of a mathematics class. We are discussing about fractions and decimals. So in that fractions and decimals lesson, fractions is completed. So last video I have given a brief explanation and brief introduction to the decimal numbers, right? So what is decimal number? How to write the decimal number? If you write the decimal number, then which is the whole number part and which is the decimal part, and point is called as the decimal point, right? So then how to convert from decimal numbers to fractions, then fractions to decimals, right? So we have some rule by dividing by 10. So how many zeros we have? So by observing those zeros, we need to shift the decimal point on the left side of the number. So these are the things we have learned in the last class. Okay. So in today's class, we will go for multiplication of fraction, because comparing the fraction, converting the fractions, converting the numbers from lower quantity to the higher quantity, that is centimeter to meter, centimeter to kilometer, millimeter to meter, millimeter to kilometer, liter to milliliter to liter, then gram to kilograms. So these things are all we have already studied in class 6 itself. Okay, so we have exercise 2.5, which is again based on the comparing the fractions, again converting those fractions, these things only, expressing the quantity in grams, kilograms, like this only. So those you can do that, okay, by observing the class 6 notes, what we have learned in class 6 itself. By using that knowledge itself, you can complete the exercise 2.5. So I don't want to go for exercise 2.5 again, okay. So you go for exercise 2.5, I will take a photocopy and I will send it to you, okay. So you can see the questions and you can do it, okay. I have already given the assignment. That means you have to complete all the homeworks, and I told you to submit today. So I am waiting for that. We will see how many of them are going to submit, okay. So exercise 2.5 will be completely homework for you. You have to do that because it is completely related to the class 6 portions what we have studied. That's it is a basic for the decimals. So in the class 7 we are discussing about multiplication of fraction and then division of fraction. If I am having a 2 fraction, how to multiply it. If I am having a 2 fraction, how to divide. We will be concentrating on these two things. So exercise 2.5, which is related to the comparing the fractions, converting the fractions, those things are only. So you have to do that. Okay. So we will go for multiplication of decimal numbers. Multiplication of decimal, multiplication of decimal numbers. Okay. I will multiply a decimal number. Take a small example. We will multiply. We will come to know that how to multiply two decimal numbers. We will multiply 0.1 into 0.2. So 0.1 is a decimal number. 0.2 is a decimal number. We are going to do the multiplication. Okay. So the first method will be, we can convert this decimal number into the fraction. 0.2 is also converted into the fraction. Then we can multiply. Okay. How to write 0.1 in terms of fraction? We know that it is 1 by 10. 1 by 10 is nothing but 0.1. Representation of 1 by 10 is nothing but 0.1. 0.1 is nothing but 1 by 10. That's what you have learned, right? 0.1 is nothing but 1 by 10 is nothing but 0.1 decimal representation. 2 by 10 is nothing but 0.2. 3 by 10 is nothing but 0.3. Like that, right? So if it is 0.1, then it is 1 by. Similarly, 0.2 in the sense it is nothing but 2 by 10. Correct? Now This is multiplication of fraction by a fraction. What to do? Numerator multiplication, denominator multiplication, right in the respective places. 1 into the denominator, 10 into 10. 1 into 2 is 2, 10 into 10, it will become 100. Right? So it is 2 by 100. Okay. No need to bring it to the simplify form. If I simplify, I can bring it to the lowest form. That is 2 ones are, then 2 50s are. Then it will become 1 by 50. So I don't want to bring the denominator into 50. Let it be in terms of 10, 100, 1000. So again I can write in terms of what? Decimal numbers. So if the denominator will be in terms of 10, in terms of 100, in terms of 1000, then I can easily represent that number in terms of decimal numbers, correct? So if I simplify this, then again I need to bring in the denominator 10, either 100 or 1000. No need to do that. We'll keep in this step only. Okay. After that, last class I had told you that before the number nothing in the sense I can put how many zeros I can put, right? So I have put 2 zeros. So now you can observe that this is a fraction. How to write in terms of decimal numbers, right? How many zeros I have? By default, the decimal point will be at the last, correct? So how many zeros I have in the denominator? 2 zeros. So if I am having the 2 zeros, I should bring the decimal point to the left side as many as how many zeros I have. Number of zeros in the denominator. How many zeros I have? 2 zeros. So I should bring the decimal point 2 places left. So 1, 2. So that means 0 0.02, 0 0.02 will be the answer. Correct? Any doubts in this? It's very easy. Bring it to the fraction form. Then it will become fraction, multiplication of by fraction. Then numerator multiplication, denominator multiplication. 1 into 2 will become 2, 10 to 10 will become 100. Then don't bring it to the simplest form. Keep it as 100 only. If it is 10, 100,000, then it's very easy to convert into fractions to decimal. So I'm having a 100 in the denominator. Of course, I'm having 2 zeros. So I'll write it in the decimal form. By default, the decimal point will be at last. So if I want to divide by 2 zeros, then I should shift the decimal point left side. How many digits? 2 digits. Why 2 digits? Because I am having 2 zeros in the denominator. Okay. So I need to shift the decimal point left side as how many zeros I have in the denominator. That's it. Okay. So 0.0 will be the multiplication of 0.1 into 0.2. Okay. So this is first example. So second example, I'll take say 0.3 into 0.4. 0.3 into 0.4. Okay. How to do that? Again 0.3, you can write it as 3 by 10. Again this I can write it as 4 by 10. Multiplication of fraction by fraction. Numerator multiplication. Then 10 into 10. Denominator multiplication. Clear? 3 4s are 12. Denominator 100. And 10s are 100. Again I am getting 100. By default decimal point will be at the last. So since I am having, I can add how many zeros I want. I can write before that number, not after that number. Okay. Since I am having 2 zeros, I should shift the decimal point 2 digits left side. So by default decimal point will be at the last. So 1, 2. So 0.12. Initially the decimal point at last. Since I am having 2 zeros, I need to shift the decimal point to 2 digits left. So 0.12. 0.12 will be the answer for this. Okay. So hope you have understood this. So if you want to multiply two decimal numbers. Okay. So now multiplication of decimal numbers by 100. The next concept, 1000. Okay, multiplication of decimal numbers by 10, 100, 1000 and so on. Okay, if I want to multiply by 10, 1000, 100 and 1000, so what will be the answer? Okay, let's see the example. Multiply. Okay, 1.76 into 10. I'll do it first for 10, then 100, then 1000. Then you will get to know the difference. Okay, so this is first one. Multiply 1.76 into 10. So here again I can convert 1.76 into a decimal, fractional number, then into 10. I can do that. I can do it by that method also. We'll see that 1.76 can be written as 176 divided by 100, correct? Into 10. So it is a multiplication of whole number by a fraction. So we'll do that. 176 into 10, numerical multiplication, then 100. Correct? So 10 ones are 10 tens are. What is remaining? 176 by 10. So it is 176 by 10. So how many digits? How many zeros I have? 0, 1, 0. So by default I am having a decimal point here. Since I am having 1, 0, I need to shift the decimal point to the left side 1 digit because I am having 1, 0. So it is nothing but 17.6. Okay. So you can observe that the question 1.76 into 10, the answer is 17.6. Okay. We'll do that by 100, then we will come to know that the difference. Second one, multiply 2.35 into 100. Multiply 2.35 into 100, or otherwise 12.35. We take it as 12.35 into 100. Okay. So 12.35 I can write as 1235 divided by 100. Correct? Into 100. Okay. So again it is numerical 100, denominator having 100. So 1235 numerator of the fraction will be whole number, then denominator 100. So 100 ones are once again cancel. What is remaining? 1, 2, 3, 5. The answer is 1, 2, 3, 5. Here also you can observe that the digits of the number 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. Here also you can observe that 176, 176. But you can observe in both the question the decimal point. Here the decimal point here. So when you multiply with 10, it is replaced 1 point. It is shifted 1 point right side. It is shifted 1 point right side, except that the number is, the digits are not changing. Digits are same. 1.76, 176, 176. 176, 176. 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. Digits are same. Only thing is, the decimal point will be shifted 1 place right side. Decimal point is shifted 1 point right side. Here also, the decimal point is shifted 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 5. This is decimal point will be at the last, right? We know that. So the decimal points was shifted 2 places right side. 2 places right side. So what is the conclusion? By observing these 2 examples, what is the conclusion? So if I multiply the decimal number, okay, the digits of the number in the product, the digits of the number will not going to change. Only thing is, the decimal point will shift to the right side of the number. How many places it is going to shift? As much as how many zeros I have in the multiplication. How many zeros I have? 1 0. So it is shifted one place. 1.76. It is shifted 1 point on the right side. While multiplying, while dividing, it will be shifted left side. While multiplying, right side. That is the difference. While dividing with the 10, the decimal point will be shifted left side. How many zeros I have in the denominator? While multiplying, the decimal point will be shifted right side. How many zeros we have in the multiplication? Okay. So that is the only difference of division and multiplication. Now, so the statement you can write when a decimal number is multiplied, when a decimal number is multiplied, when decimal number is multiplied by 10, 100 by 10, 100, 1000. The digits is in the product are same. The digits in the product are same. The digits product are same. Okay, the digits will not going to change. That is same as in the decimal number. As in the decimal number. As in the decimal number, the digits will not going to change. The digits are same, but the decimal point in the product, but the decimal point in the product is shifted to the right, how much? Shifted to the right by as many as places, by as many as places as there are zeros over there, there are zeros over there. Okay. So this is when we are multiplying with 10, 100 or 1000. 10, 100 or 1000. This condition you need to remember that. What is the condition? The decimal. What is that? Digits will not going to change. Digits of the product is also same as the decimal number, but the decimal point will be shifted to the right side as many places as the number of zeros over there. How many zeros will be there? That much places the decimal point will be shifted right side. You need to remember that it is right side while multiplying. The decimal point will be replaced right side, not replaced, shifted to the right side. Okay, so that you need to remember that. I have given the examples also. Okay. Now we will go for the exercise 2.6, which is based on the multiplication of decimal numbers. And we will solve that. Okay. So exercise 2.6. So exercise 2.6. First one, find (0.2) into 6. 0.2 into 6. Okay. How to do that? I've already done that. 0.2 into 6. So 0.2 I can write as 2 by 10 into 6. So So this is a multiplication of fraction by the what? Whole number. Don't bring it to the simplest form because I have told you denominator has to be there in terms of 10, 100, 1000. Then it's very easy to again bring it to the fraction decimal form. Okay? We'll multiply numerator and then numerator of the fraction to the whole number. Then we are keeping the denominator same. 2 into 6 are 12 by 10. Correct? Now observe that denominator will be there in the 10. Okay? Denominator we are having 10. So by default I am having decimal point at the last. Since we are dividing by the 10, how many zeros I have? 1 0. By default I am having decimal point. Since I am dividing, the decimal point will be shifted to the left. I am dividing, not multiplying. Remember that. While multiplying, right side, decimal point. While dividing, left side. So by default I am having a decimal point here. Dividing by 10, there are 1 0, so 1 decimal is shifted. It is 1.2. Answer is 1.2. Okay. So this is the first one. So we have 7 to 8 questions. Then we are having multiplied by 10 also, 100 also, then 1000 also. Okay. We'll do the other exercises in the next video. Okay. So if you have any doubts in today's class, you can get back to me. You can call me to my number or otherwise you can WhatsApp me. Okay. So that homework has to be completed at the end of the day. You have to submit.